So there are good use cases. One
Yeah,
of the things I try to do on this show is bring out some of those use cases, the
sure.
good ones, but it's just so important to also make sure that we're understanding from a sustainable transformation perspective, what are some of the risks that we should be paying attention to and
Sure.
managing?
Sure. Yeah.
I have a question. So you talked about the enterprise adoption and some of those
Yeah.
considerations. What about personal risks? What's your take on the personal risks and things that we should consider? Any thoughts like privacy
Oh,
or
yeah. I mean, it's going to be really interesting. Like for instance, one of the things that I mentioned, I think folks may know about Microsoft's recall, which was supposed to be launched with Copilot Plus PC. It was delayed indefinitely, I suppose. I don't know. They didn't. I don't think they've published a date when they're actually going to release this feature for Copilot Plus PC. But it was held back because of some fundamental privacy protection deficiencies, or what Debbie and I call, Debbie Reynolds, by the way, shout out to Debbie Reynolds, what we call privacy first principles of design. Lack that, plus it had some patently disturbing security challenges in terms of the encryption of data, the data on the semantic. I
Mhm.
think it's called the semantic index that they use, which I think is a graph database combined with a vector to profile everything that you do, right?
Mhm.
You know, as an individual, if you're using it for your own purposes and personal use, I think, yeah, there could be a little bit of concern. It all depends on how the vendor and all their partners actually implement these types of personalization features on device, right? But on the enterprise, yeah, I think it gets a little weird. One of the things that I think is potentially a benefit, a use case for why enterprises would use something like Recall is to capture knowledge, right? It's a
Yeah.
great thing to kind of scour through everything that you've done as an employee, and then you forfeit basically your knowledge, your know-how, plus you could, okay, I'm not saying that it's going to do a really good job of this. I think this is still really, really difficult to achieve, but enterprises could then capture institutional knowledge through functions like this. And then for an enterprise or an employee of an enterprise, what does that mean to you as a professional in terms of your skill set and your, let's say, your differentiations in the marketplace, when your knowledge and your person, your talent is codified and captured by enterprises? It opens up a big question